Hey guys, so it's Q&A time. I had about 50 questions on different platforms and I'm trying to do all the most important ones. I can't get to every single one. I'm going to split this in a few parts, but here we go. Vegan role models. I think Gary Rofsky's always been a big inspiration. I think his speech and just the way he presents the information in that sort of brutal, honest way, I think that's really inspiring. I think he really just tells it like it is. I admire that. Emily from Bite Size Vegan. I just love how much good information she puts into her videos. She does a lot of research. I think the direction my channel's going is somewhere similar to where hers is. So I think there's a lot I can learn from Emily. And Ali Tabrizi, the friendly activist. Good friends with Ali. He's such a hard-working guy. He really he cares so much. And he's so organised. He's got quite a bit more experience, and he's a lot more sort of organised with what he does. He's better at talking to people than I am. He's a lot more friendly. But yeah, Ali Tabrizi, he's I've got so much to learn from him, and he's like one of the nicest guys you can know. Yeah, I think Tim Sheaf. I think I've always looked up to him a lot. He's such a good example of just being a good person. He's just such a good role model. He puts his heart into everything he does. I think it's really inspiring to see that. Will you be coming to Australia in the near future, and how many years do you think it'll take before 50% of the world goes vegan? So, will you be coming to Australia? Yes, definitely. I definitely want to travel in the future. At the moment, I don't really have the money to go outside of my house, but no. I think when I've got the money to be able to go abroad, I love to travel around, see sort of what it's like to be vegan in different countries. There's a lot of other people doing that, and I think it's really nice to see that. Yeah, Australia, I'd like to go meet Joey Carbstrong, like Abdullah from the Glucose Network, Martin from Think About This, obviously Freely Enduring Rider. Other places, I want to definitely be cool to go to sort of Asia and Thailand, and just somewhere in the US, sort of, meet the activists over there. That'd be cool. So yeah, Australia possibly, maybe sometime this year, maybe, we'll see. Maybe it'll be the year after. And how long do you think it will be until 50% of the world population goes vegan? So we have to probably put into account that it's somewhere between 2% at the moment. I think 1 to 2% of the population that's vegan. Yeah, I reckon give it 30 years and it's possible. Maybe 50 years. So much can happen in 1 year, as we've seen with 2015. If you check out the plant-based news film, Vegan 2015, you can really see the scope of how much change can happen in 1 year. And if you sort of amplify that and realise that it's just going to snowball, then I reckon, say, give it 50 years, I'll be 70. I reckon it could be 50%, could be, in the majority. Are you planning to travel in the new year like the Friendly Activist and Vegan Revolution? Yep, I might end up going along with the Friendly Activist and the Vegan Revolution. We're pretty tight. If they're going along and I can get over there, we'll see. Also, I moved to Germany last year and hardly anyone knows what veganism is here. How can people get active here? Well, I think the best places to get active are the places where no one knows about what it is, because when you start making some noise, people will, turn and think, whoa, what's going on? What is this? But on the street, obviously, if no one knows what it is, it can be harder. But I'd say just get online, do videos in German or wherever you are. Make videos, share pictures and stuff on Instagram and post on Facebook, and, just do what you can with whatever, suits you. Not everyone's a YouTuber, not everyone's a sort of photographer or whatever, but yeah, just sort of do what you can. I don't think your method needs to change where you are. I think it will always be the same. I think you always have to do the same things. You have to just speak to people about the facts. Just standard, educate people about what's going on, about sort of the environmental impacts, the sort of health aspects. You can share videos and articles and things, it's still relevant. Yeah. I would like to do more vegan videos on my channel. Great. Any tips for moving from a beauty-based channel to a vegan one? Okay, so it's always a good thing when a channel switches from one thing to another. I think the best example of that is someone like Tim Sheaf, who made really awesome parkour videos, and then he went vegan and he just sort of documented it. And I think it integrates really well with his sort of fitness journey of how he's progressing sort of spiritually and physically, and just seeing the sort of progression. It's really nice to sort of have that integrated. But I think if you're doing a channel and it's based on beauty or any other thing, still keep that, because obviously if you've built up subscribers, they're going to want to see videos on that topic. You can't, be a racing car channel and then all of a sudden just say, oh, now I'm going to talk about veganism. You should do that because it's great, but you keep them engaged, if you can integrate the two. So obviously the obvious thing with beauty is, talk about non-animal tested stuff. You can still do educational things about animal testing and vivisection and all that. And, just guide people on the cosmetics and beauty products, try things out. It's always good, like, showing people different products you can buy, like in the local stores and, online shops that are affordable. I think there's definitely a sort of good thing to do that. But I think just put in videos on beauty, and just here and there put a video on, like, why you shouldn't drink milk. November favourites plus why you shouldn't drink milk, and then you start off with all your, like, makeup bags, and then at the end of the video you go, and here's why you shouldn't have milk. I don't know, it's just something to think about. What else are we going? Struggling with video editing and camera. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the best with camera. I've minimal experience with camera things. All I can say with camera is get a tripod that's stable. Preferably get like a selfie stick if you're going around that you can put a good camera on, a strong enough one. I always say it's a good idea to have one with a sort of flip screen so that you can sort of track the shot, make sure you're in the sort of frame. But yeah, flip screen, try to get one with good audio, and try and get an external mic if possible, if the audio isn't that good. DSLRs are good, they have external mics, whereas like the camera I have, you can't plug anything in. Yeah, so that's camera tips. Obviously good lighting, like I'm not an expert on lighting, I've just got a lamp behind me just sort of light me up. You can get more expensive things, but you don't really need that. It depends what you can afford. Lighting. In terms of editing, yeah, basic tips, just like for editing. If you want to use other people's clips, just go to the YouTube video, click on the little share button where you can get the thing, or just the top, and then basically copy that, put it in a website, something like Clip Converter. I'll put a link down the bottom. And basically you just download that. You can download little sections of it in Clip Converter. But basically, yeah, so you just download that, it'll be there. And you should be able to drag that file, like as an MP4 file, into the thing. You can just arrange that depending on what the software you use. Try to download some good fonts that look good. Like, it took me a while to sort of grasp the whole font thing. You can get quite a few fonts on like a website called DaFonts. You can just download them from other places. Yeah, get some good fonts. Yeah, do some cool transitions and stuff. A lot of sort of editing softwares have good little transitions. Little effects you can do. Color grading if it's necessary. I think if you're doing it in your sort of studio and the light's good, you don't really need to do much. But if you're in the dark, you might need to brighten it a little bit. Just sort of play around with it. For editing, basically just watch loads and loads of YouTube videos and either ask the YouTuber what they, how they did that, or just basically sort of figure it out on your own. Like ask Google how to do it, and you'll find YouTube clips and tutorials, or like just sort of written guides, and you can just figure it out. It takes a lot of time, but once you've learnt it, you can do it again, and it's easy. Yeah, so I mean, editing, sort of the standard format is do like a little 3-second thing to grab people's attention, then do like an intro, and then do the main video, and then do like an outro, sort of a card where you have all your links to things. That's a standard thing. You can create that in something like Pixlr or PicMonkey or your editing software. So that's the standard thing. Obviously for advanced things you just have to sort of keep doing it and just experiment. But I'm starting my own channel. What editing software do you use? And what do you suggest? I want something easy to use. I want to basically just have an intro and outro, basic stuff like that, yeah. So you don't want anything super fancy, but you just want something you can put clips in and stuff like that. So in terms of all the sort of free stuff, there's like obviously Movie Maker, which is completely useless, and then there's iMovie. iMovie, if you've got a Mac, it's fine. It does basic stuff. It does the job. It's easy to use. Just use iMovie. It's great. If you're not on Mac, the sort of simplest one that I sort of know that's good enough to do all the basic stuff is Sony Vegas. I used that for quite a while. Yeah, this cheap downgraded one does all you need. Sony Vegas Movie Studio or something like that. Or just Sony Vegas Pro if you just want to get that. But yeah, so Sony Vegas is easy to use, but from my experience, it's not as good as like Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro. So if you are planning on, expanding your skills and like doing more sort of advanced videos, doing better effects and transitions and stuff, then I'd just go straight into Adobe Premiere Pro. That's what I'm using at the moment now. Premiere Pro, and I also use a bit of After Effects. I've got some plans to do some sort of really advanced stuff. But yeah, I'm so excited that you're going to be doing this full time. So am I. Are your parents supportive of your decision? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm just with my mum, and she's pretty supportive. I'm going to do it regardless of what people think, but people around me probably do have that opinion, like, oh, you should just go get a real job, YouTube's not a job, and, you should make proper money and stuff. But, this is what I want to do. There's no better thing I can do with my time. Like, this is the best use of me right now, and I feel like if I spent like a few years trying to build up a career in some other area, it would be time that I could have spent doing this. And like, there's such a sense of urgency, and I feel like I have the potential to do a lot of good stuff. So I feel like I'm gonna just do it and see what happens. But yeah, I've got a lot of support.